Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am at the counseling place that I used to come to all the time when I would take Skylar to counseling. And we haven't done that in a long time because her therapist moved to her own practice. So she goes to see her. She followed her. So she goes to see her, and I told Derek I can take her, but for whatever reason, it's not that far, and Derek just takes her. And so I haven't been here in a long time, but I'm here now because the treatment center knew, I guess, that I was dragging my feet about trying to find Joe a therapist because he's still at the treatment center, but they want him to have one for when they let him go, which is going to be soon. And so they set him up with one, and it happened to be here. So I'm here, but I don't think he's going to stay here. First of all, it is a kind of a drive, and I'm sure he'll be going at least once a week. I hope every week, and in case he needs to go, for an emergency visit or whatever, I'd like him to have a therapist right in Hernando, and I'm sure we can find that, or just a little bit out of Hernando. So, but we came because he said, oh, let's just go try it. So I'll be looking. But here we are. And Rocket is here. And Rocket was going wild outside because this is the place that has those leaves in the grass that I believe is anise. And it makes him so excited. He had fun rolling around in the leaves. He would roll and roll around, and then he would jump up and look at me and come running to me like he's so happy. But, yeah, so you're a little excited. It gets him a little excited. It's got a little smell to it. But anyway, he's excited. And it's just a nice day. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's not really cold. But I'm kind of... it's 61. I don't know, yesterday I was full of energy. I woke up around 3:30, could not go back to sleep. I think it was like 4 o'clock when I actually got up. It might have been a little earlier. And started working. And just, that was the night after I was done the Quilt Block of the Month series. So both my series that stressed me out so much, the Quilt Block of the Month was the worst, and then the crochet block of the month was stressful too. They were over, and I was just so anxious to get out of bed and not have to think about doing either one of those things. So the stressful part was, it's not so much the actual work with the yarn and the fabric, it's the whole recording it. It's doing something like that, and being committed to, I even committed to days, the 1st of the month for part 1 of the Quilt Block of the Month, every month the 1st, and then the 15th for the crochet. And it was things that I had to, make sure we're going to work out. And the editing, the recording is hard because if you make a mistake or you say something wrong, you got to start back over, pull the row out, because it's like, where did I just stop, so oh my God. And I would sometimes drag my feet over getting ready, especially for the Quilt Block of the Month. I'm like, oh, I'll make a tree, or and then it comes time to do that, and I'm like, shoot, this one's a little bit harder than I thought, or this one's not going to come out to the proportions I want. So I'd have to be, remember, this is the place where planes fly overhead, because we're right near the Memphis airport. Anyway, it was just, it was very, very stressful, and I, just committed to it and got through it. I've never been so happy to have anything be done with because I just didn't like knowing as soon as I'd be done the quilt block, and I'm like, oh no, I'd like to start working on the next one, but I have the crocheting to do. And for 6 months I had 2 Christmas 12 blocks of Christmas videos. Those were not stressful, but they took time, and I had to cut the fabric. But I really liked that one because I was just piecing things. I wasn't making a specialty block, and I wasn't trying to do a crochet stitch that I thought I could actually show without it being too complicated, and would it come out kind of to the right size. But yeah, so at one point I had something every week. I had, for 6 months, I had the quilt block of the month, then the next week I had to do one of the Christmas blocks, and then the crochet, and then the other Christmas block, and then it would start over. So it was very time consuming. And but okay, so I am going to be doing more series, and I have a lot of ideas. Of course I'll have to narrow them down, but they're not all going to be like every month. I'm still working on my scrappy Afghan. I'm so addicted to that, but I have to stop making the pieces because I think I have enough, and I want to put those together, and I'm having fun creating the pieces that have to fill in the gaps. You know, oh my God, I really love it. So I would like to do another one like that, and this time do the edging with the same color as the square, so that will look prettier. Come over here. He's just rolling around in the back seat. He's nuts because he has the smell of those leaves on his body. Okay, baby, you're okay. And all right, so there's that. I think I will want to start another scrappy because I love that the best for when I'm out. Like, I went in with Joe because in case it was paperwork or whatever, I like to do that for him, but there wasn't. So I waited until it was his appointment, and I was able to crochet, but I don't want to make those little blocks. So I just played with, you know, coming up with different stitches and things. But I like something small that I can take with me, and then I can just crochet and just do little pieces, bigger pieces. It's just so nice. So I'll probably always have a scrappy Afghan going, but I would like to do other cool things, you know, with that. So the other thing I wanted to do for crochet all of last year, and my patrons and YouTube members who I chat with, daily chats, they know it. They heard me say it like almost all year, that I wanted to do a crochet by row Afghan where we all crochet, and I just show you row by row. It would be like a sampler Afghan. Even thought about also making it a temperature Afghan. No, I'm killing that idea because there's enough to think about, and I don't want to have to worry about that too. But it's like a row, different stitches, or sometimes the same stitch for a few rows. And you know, that doesn't have to be a certain time. It would just be like anytime I want to show you a couple of rows. I was going to try very hard to make those very short videos so I can say, okay, here's the, you know, we're going to do 3 rows of this stitch and show you the stitch and tell you to do 3 rows. Easy as that. And so then, you know, that wouldn't take a whole year. It would just be something we're doing. But the problem with that now is I do most of my crocheting because I didn't do it because I didn't have the time. But now, if I'm going to be out and about, going to AA meetings and crocheting, I have the time suddenly to do a lot of crocheting. And it's very easy for Joe to just say, yeah, you want to go to a meeting tonight? Yes, I want to go to a meeting because I want to crochet. But I don't want a whole Afghan. Oh, hang on a sec. Scam likely. I'm not answering that. You know, I don't want to be lugging around half an Afghan and having that on my lap or on the table. You know, that's just too much. So I thought, why don't I just do, I love this idea so much, especially since I learned that when I did the crochet block of the month, even if things don't really match up, you can crochet them, join them together, and it works out. So I thought an Afghan with rows, but that we join the rows. Meaning I can do a strip, and that I don't mind. It can be long. I'd just probably do a throw size or something small, but you guys could make them wider if you wanted. But that's just a few rows. I can put that in my bag. You know, I can carry enough yarn for that. And it's not like I have something heavy on my lap and that I have to keep turning a big Afghan around to go. So I love it. I love it. And you know, some of the rows could be maybe 3 or 4 inches. Another row could be taller, just whatever. And then we would do maybe the edging or whatever else I come up with, and we would join the rows. And you wouldn't have to join as we go if you wanted to keep your rows and then do whatever order. But I think, I don't know, I just love the idea. And then if it's a stitch that the row is not quite long enough, or your tension is off or whatever, well, we know we can just stretch that out a little bit when we join, and it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine, I tell you. So let me know if you like that idea. I like it. I like it very much. I will try to stick to the same size hook and the same yarn, you know, just the regular 4-ply acrylic yarn. Oh my goodness, I want to do that one so much. And I don't think it'll be stressful because it can just be any stitches. And I do want to do a series of just showing stitches, literally trying to keep it to like just a 2 or 3 minute video. Why can't I do that? I've been wanting to do that for 10 years. I used to call them SFV videos, short fucking videos. Short fucking videos. I want to do that. SFV. Don't know if I'll ever accomplish it. If I were to finally have a routine, especially for crochet stitches, because I just make up all kinds of shit, and have a thumbnail template that's always there so it would be easy. If I can make it easy for myself, I know I would knock those out regularly. All right. So that's for crochet. Now let's go back to quilting. I'm going to do a Christmas, probably Christmas block of the month, 1 block every month. I don't care if it's different than what I did. I mean, I could go for a different size because we made long rectangles last time. I don't know, but I have over 100 yards of Christmas fabric that I got. I had like, the first order was like 114 yards, had 114 different prints, and sold all that. I have some remnants. And then I thought, I want some more, so I ordered some, but then it was like in November or maybe October that I got them, and it was too much. I was doing other things. So anyway, I have it, and I thought, I'll just wait till January again, and I'll just start that in January. So I do want to do something with that. And somebody mentioned that I had already thought, yeah, that's right. We could do, but that's not, Okay, here's an idea. I would like to do some strip quilts. And I thought of a Christmas strip quilt, but I'm not going to just say, okay, here's a strip, cut a strip, you know, full width of the fabric, 5 inches, and we're going to sew a strip onto the quilt, because that's really not enough. But the strips themselves could be pieced. Huh? Meaning, you know, one strip could be maybe 3 rectangular pieces like bricks, or could be something else like a strip of half square triangles or something like that. I want to do a strip quilt with not just strips. I do want to do some with just strips and cut the quilt kits like I had done before. I used to do that. But I would like to do some strip quilts where the strips are pieced, and then we just sew strips together instead of blocks. I like that idea. Do I have other ideas? Oh, I have a lot of ideas. And not just sewing or quilting or crocheting. I still would like to knit, but I just don't know how to do the setup because I knit in a weird way. I knit with the knitting needle under my arm on one side, and then I don't know, I just go like this, and my armpit holds the needle. Oops, I'm sorry, baby. Come back up here. Come back up here. Oh, how come I don't have the window completely down for you on the other side, too? Because you love windows down. Okay, now here's one that will stress me out, but I have to do it. I need to already start decluttering. I have stuff that I moved with that I still haven't opened those boxes. Other stuff has gathered with Joe there. A lot more stuff gathered. My mother's dresser that we could be using for clothing is still filled with her stuff. And she died almost 3 years ago. It'll be 3 years in March. See, I choke just the thought of it because I'm not good at getting rid of stuff. I'm still trying to be as minimalist as possible. Like, I still don't have stuff on my counters except for Joe's little corner where his bread is and his bananas. But, you know, none of my things, my appliances, I can't have anything like that on a counter. It makes me ill. So anytime he wants toast, he's got to take the toaster out of the cabinet, and our electric can opener is in a cabinet, and that's just the way it is. I don't have a whole lot of counter space anyway, but I don't like those appliances getting greasy, especially since I cook so much meat, taking up space on the counter, and I just don't like seeing it. So there are things that I have kept that way. Nothing on my walls still. No window treatments. The apartment came with blinds. That's all I want. I like it to be just like that. I don't want things like that. People are telling me to hang the quilt. Oh, nothing would make me more sick than to see fabric on my wall. Fabric that's gonna just collect dust. Fabric that every now and then I have to take off a fucking wall, wash it, and put it back on the fucking wall. No, I'm not doing that. So nothing on my walls. I don't allow myself to have tables unless they're work tables. Like, I don't have a table to eat on because stuff will end up on the table. And I don't allow stuff other than work stuff. Like, Joe can be in the habit of where he sorts his fabric, you know, maybe putting something there, and, you know, I immediately move it to another location where it belongs, because I just don't want stuff like that. What's the other thing I don't allow? I have nothing on my bathroom counter at all. So yeah, no window treatments, nothing on the walls, not a picture of anyone, none of that stuff. Nothing can be on the top of the refrigerator. Nothing can be on the refrigerator. I don't even want a fucking magnet there with a note. Nothing like that. So I stick to my guns with that. And my other things are no dishes in the sink. I wash my dishes as soon as I use them. And while I'm cooking something, whatever I used gets washed and put away. And then when I eat, or if Joe's eating, I like doing dishes. He does dishes, but I don't care if he doesn't do dishes, because I'm like right behind him doing the dishes. And he's like, I'll do that in a little bit. It's like, it's okay. I need it done now. And I'm not going to force you to do dishes right away, so I don't mind doing them. But when I sit down to eat, my pan that I cooked in is washed and put away. I put my food in whatever container. It's usually a big kind of round container with a lid. I put everything that I cooked in there, all the meat, and then I eat just out of that bowl with my fingers, like a cave woman that I am. And, but I just put it in that bowl, and I wash the pan and put the pan away. And then when I'm done eating, if it's, you know, a new batch, I'm not eating all that, all I have to do is put the lid on and it goes in the fridge. All my dishes are done. I don't even have a fork to wash. And then, of course, when it's the day that I've eaten everything out of there, then I have to wash that bowl. But no dishes in the sink. And when I go to bed, no dishes. I don't have a dish like strainer thing, because I don't want to see anything like that. The dishes get washed, they get put on a towel, and I just shake them, whatever, and put them away. And when I go to bed, there can be no dishes in the sink, obviously. I can't do that. And no dishes on the towel. Everything's got to be put away. The sink has to be clean. And I had followed somebody called the Fly Lady, I think it was, once upon a time on Facebook. And she said something that I always remembered: never go to bed with a dirty sink, and make sure your sink is clean. And at the time, I had just turned carnivore, and I was just like leaving my pans in the sink, and the grease would be all hardened the next day. used to make me so sick, and I said, yeah, that's a good rule for me, because I used to let the kitchen get messy, and I haven't done that now for years, and it feels so good. Like she said, it feels good to wake up with the kitchen sink clean, and I agree with that. I like my tables to be picked up when I go to bed where I work, and even that gets a little bit cluttered too now, especially like my office part. Okay, and then the other thing is laundry. Laundry has to be washed, dried, put away. There's no more living out of, come over here, sweetie. There's no more living out of a fucking laundry basket. I used to do that too. And so Joe knows, and, you know, I tell him, this is the way I like these things. You don't have to do it this way, but I will do it. I'll do it for you. I'm not going to say you have to do dishes my way or you have to do laundry my way. It's just that I'll do it for you, because that's how much I want things done a certain way. But he does know now, like, if he wants to do his laundry at night, he'll be like, I'll just, you know, leave it in the dryer. Joe, I can't sleep. I can't sleep knowing there's clothes in the dryer. I just can't. So I tell him, if you want to do your own laundry, do it early so it can be out of the dryer, or I'll take it out of the dryer, put the clothes away. But it has to all be done. It has to be, it can't even be for a long time in the dryer. Like, I leave the light on so I know that it's, you know, I'm doing laundry. Washer goes right to the dryer. After it's dry, it's got to get dumped out on the bed, folded, and put away. That's how I do it. Are there any other quirky things? And that helps keep me sane. Oh yeah, so Joe was like, why are you so set on that, but yet there can be this, you know? And it's like, because I don't want to get worse than this, you know? If I have my mother's stuff in the drawers, I don't want it to get worse than that. I don't want to start having a pile of clean clothes on a bed somewhere, you know, because I still have a bed that I don't sleep in, and that starts to gather. I can't have flat surfaces because stuff gathers. I have to change that. Oh my God, can you tell how I'm stressed about this? So I'm going to do like I did when I moved from Maine. I got through it. It took me a long time, and it was hard, but I'm going to do it again. Okay, lay down or something. I don't roll around all over the place now. Just sit and chill. Just be quiet for a minute, okay, baby dog? Huh? He's so cute. Oh, and people complain when I talk to Rocket like that, or when I make him come and sit on my lap. Let the dog be. He's a dog. And oh my God. And when I was saying sometimes he'll bark, and I'll say, Daddy says no bark. Let him bark. He's a dog. Can't you just let it? And it's like, all right, whatever. And then others don't like that I kiss him. So I can't win. Either I'm fucking abusing the dog, or I'm gross because I'm kissing the dog. I think everybody knows I love this dog. And his daddy does too. All right, so I was going somewhere with this. Oh yeah, so here's how I see the decluttering. Just picking a task. There's no timeline. It's not going to be a per month. But remember last year or the year before, it might have been the year before, I think, I had a shelving unit that I bought at Goodwill. And it was just sitting there. I hadn't put it together. It needed to be washed. And I showed you guys, I have one of my own hairs that flying around in my face, and I think it's stuck somewhere. Every day I did part, I think for 5 days a week or whatever, and I would just soak like one of the shelves in the tub and then take that out and just let it dry. The next day I soaked another, and I did it bit by bit like that. Okay, built one shelf one day, and it took me 3 weeks, and I had people saying, it took you 3 fucking weeks to do something that you could have done in an afternoon. But I remember saying stuff back like, but I've had it for 3 months and it never got done. To me, it wasn't the fact that I had to have it done immediately. I just had to have it done. And I got it done by breaking it up into parts that were so ridiculously easy and painless and didn't take time, that I got it done. And I was so proud of myself that I did it that way, because I want to show people that you can get a lot done by doing just a tiny, tiny bit at a time. And I've slacked greatly on my one thing per day to clean. Now that doesn't include like taking out the trash, my dishes, my laundry. Those things don't count. But just other stuff like maybe dusting or wiping down the refrigerator door, stuff like that. And I want to get back to that because it's still on my schedule. I just never really accomplish it. And I want to show people that it's easy to get things done. And then when I was doing that in Maine, it got to the point, oh my God, every now and then I think, what if I'm not even recording? It got to the point that I was looking for stuff to clean. And I was glad that my go-to, I could always sweep the floor there. I have just a tiny floor here now. And so if I really felt like I had nothing or couldn't do anything, I would allow myself to pick up the broom and sweep the floor. And I would feel, okay, there was my cleaning. Did it need it? Not really. But you know what? If you clean something that's already clean, it doesn't get dirty. Like if you wipe the refrigerator door down, even if you're not seeing anything, you get to the point you never see anything because you're always just wiping it down before stuff starts to show. So my refrigerator needs to be cleaned. Not only cleaned, but cleaned out. There's some stuff gathering in the freezer that I don't even know what it is. I don't like that. And I can take a whole week or 2 weeks. That's, I want this many weeks. 2 weeks just to clean my whole refrigerator. Like I'll take care of the food first, and then I'll do one day, open the door and do like just the top shelf of inside the door. The next day, the bottom shelf. Just little bits and pieces. One day, one of the crisper bins. That's it. That's all I do. So I'd like to motivate people who want to clean and let them know that it doesn't matter if you take the silverware drawer, pick that, and I don't care if it takes you 3 weeks to clean out your silverware drawer, because it will get done. And so I just plan on showing you guys this is what I'm accomplishing. I'm not going to say this is what I want to work on and get this done this week. I'm just going to say, look, I want to tackle this one drawer. I don't care if it takes me a month. I will get it done and show you. So we're going to do stuff like that. But what I find is once you start getting in that cleaning mode, you stop letting things gather again. Like if I'm going to be working on my silverware drawer, I'm not as likely to just start throwing things in there, like certain notes or a random key or, you know, whatever, because I know I'm working on that, so I won't let it get messy. Hang on, let me think, because I know there's other series I want to do. Look, it's your daddy. It's your daddy. You see him? There he is. The tail is wagging. The tail is wagging. All right, you guys, yes, I'm going to sign off now. I have other ideas and I had a list, but I forgot to bring the list with me, and I knew I'd be recording, but I think I've talked enough about my plans. But I will fill you in again, maybe on New Year's Day. We can nail down what series I'm going to do, or the ones that I want to try, even if they're later in the year. And do you want to say hi?
Hello.
Do they even see you? Yes, yeah. They do. All right, I guess that's it. I'll be back with more soon. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Bye.